sense. We can't say both because I want to say both. The reason why is because the Chiefs go every year. That's what they do. That's just what they do. It's in their DNA. But on the Eagles, I look at them as, okay, the NFC, we always say it's a weaker conference than the AFC, right? And we have the best team in football, hands down. The Chiefs, we put them up here, like real high, so high off the TV screen. And the Eagles whooped them. Like, I'm talking about a big belt. You got all Fs. All right, for 2 hours, for 4 hours in a halftime show, a whole bunch of. So if I see that, Saquon ain't getting no slower. I mean, the brother is off the charts. The offensive line is the best in football. We just heard your man tell us that. And then on defense, you see them destroy the Chiefs.
That's defensive football.
And if you're looking at our pass rushers wasn't like.
Correct.
It wasn't.
And the team is young. Like, remember.
And then all them rookies that was playing great, they gonna get better in their second year.
So
all I'm saying is, when I look at the NFC, I mean, Sam Darnold, gods. I mean, we pray we see him. You see what we did Matthew Stafford. Who else we got? Now, Jaden Daniels, I don't know how good because he's really, really good, but he don't have enough help. We're gonna beat on them again. All I'm saying is we going right back to the Super Bowl and we're going back to back.
That's it for today. Thanks for watching.
Here we go. This is The Herd. Thank you guys for making us part of your day. Today we take you around the NFL and beyond. It's The Herd Best of Football Show. It's the only Super Bowl I've ever watched where there were 4 MVPs minimum. Howie Roseman, the general manager, Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator, Jalen Hurts, the quarterback who won it for the Eagles, and the entire defensive line. It was so dominating, it has to have a ripple effect on the Dallas Cowboys and the Niners and the Rams and the Packers and how they draft. Does it not? Like, how do you block that? I mean, it was really, really good during the regular season. What was that? I mean, we talk quarterbacks all the time on this show, yet Philly humiliated Patrick Mahomes. They could not block the Eagles. I mean, Saquon Barkley was almost irrelevant. The tush push was his most activity. The D-line, the total defense. It makes Nick Sirianni this morning look like Belichick. Philadelphia's GM has and uses all the levers. Drafting, trading, free agency. And it's a relentless pursuit of excellence. Very good is not good enough. Look at their 2 picks. One is a rookie. Another one is a transformed special teams player. That is so Howie Roseman. Look at the touchdown passes. One's a Heisman winner. One, A.J. Brown, comes via a massive trade. The only roster I've seen like this in the last 15 to 20 years was that Seahawk roster when they had a similar quarterback, the elusive Russell Wilson on the rookie contract. And remember, we've seen this before. That Seahawk defense harassed and humiliated another legend, Peyton Manning. That's what we watched yesterday. That was the lowest point for Peyton Manning in his career. Well, yesterday, Mahomes was awful. I mean, there's no shame losing to a great team. But if you look at the box score, that's the most deceiving box score outside of the turnovers I've ever seen for a quarterback. It says Patrick Mahomes, 21 of 32, and a passer rating of 95. That is junk points, junk yards, and junk completions. He had 1 first down in the first half on the first play. And what was most disappointing is that he never seemed to sort of manipulate the game. But let's just talk about Philadelphia here. They had more penalty yards than Kansas City than actual yards in the first half. Think about that. The Eagles had more points in the first half than Kansas City actually had yards. It was Peyton Manning facing that Seahawk defense. And last week, we said, I think this Philadelphia roster is the best since that Seahawk roster. And man, did we say it on display. Now, maybe it was inverse where Seattle, remember that Seahawk team? The big win, they're going to do 2, and I don't know in what order Philadelphia is going to go, but I just watched a flurry, a defensive line, rookie corners, a game plan, and Mahomes was completely out of sorts. I mean, Philadelphia, this is what we thought they could be at their best, but throughout the course of the season, I can remember in week 8, 9, 10, 11, we're like, there are quarters, they're amazing. But remember early in the year, they couldn't score in the first quarter. Remember early in the year, we're like, man, they have drives. How do they ever punt? but you'd get like 2 drives a game. They put it all together last night. The GM, the DC, the quarterback, the O-line, the D-line. They didn't even need Saquon Barkley. And here was the young head coach after.
This is the ultimate team game. You can't be great without the greatness of others. And great performance by everybody. Offense, defense, special teams, Howie getting us the guys, our coaching staff, these great players. We didn't really ever care what anyone thought about how we won or their opinions. All we want to do is win.
You know, my entire career, I have said things about quarterbacks that I care about your temperament. Are you good at the podium? Hat on forward? You know, and I get a lot of pushback. But my point being in the bigger picture is it's not just about reading defense. It's about reading the room and the temperature of the locker room. And I don't think it's any coincidence that Jalen Hurts is the son of 2 educators. I don't think it's a coincidence that he's the son of a football coach. His temperament, his maturity, he always takes the high road, whether winning a Super Bowl or getting benched at Alabama. And I think leadership, podium, all this stuff, temperament, self-awareness matters. Forget the passing and running. He is the dictionary of what winning is in the NFL. In his Super Bowl career, his numbers are incredible. 109.5 passer rating. 73% completion percentage. It's almost as if he works out the kinks in the regular season. That deep ball to Devontae Smith was one for the ages. I find him such an easy guy to root for. A second-round pick, doubted, bench, had to transfer. He's just, and I've been on this for years. It can't just be about you've got a good arm. It's about as much how you handle adversity being a quarterback as it is how you handle a blitz. And I just think he's a special kid. Real yards in real crisis. And the fact that his arguably the 2 best games he's ever played as a pro have come in Super Bowls, I don't think it's a coincidence. I think it speaks volumes. I think he's got a great inner scoreboard. He doesn't need to project. He doesn't need to pretend. He's just such a perfect temperament as this sport. And think about Philadelphia, one of the loudest, most relentless, toughest, most demanding medias in the country. They love their team. Sometimes it's overboard. And here is this quiet, steady rock who plays his best games in the most distracted, loudest moments. They say iron sharpens iron, and he is a Super Bowl anvil. And here he is after.
You said after Super Bowl 57, you sat in the locker room and you thought to yourself, I'll be back. You got back, and now you're a champion. How does that feel?
Well, personally, myself, I've just been able to use every experience and learn from it. The good, the bad, all of it, using it as fuel to pursue my own greatness. And I think I couldn't do any of these things without the guys around me. You know, we had a special group this year. We were able to learn from the past and get some nice new pieces and get over that hump.
There were times he felt like the adult in the room, not the head coach, which is why this team, and we've noted this several times, they're kind of hard to get your arms around. You got position coaches firing back at the